What was the biggest revelation your high school sweetheart disclosed to you about your fiancé? My boyfriend, Dylan, and I have been dating for almost 5 years, and he proposed 9 months ago. We've known each other since high school. However, at the time, we were only friends since I was dating my ex, Jason. Long story short, Jason cheated multiple times, and we broke off. That's when I went to college and started dating Dylan. We only knew each other from high school, but weren't particularly close friends. When Dylan and I got engaged, he decided to host a party in order to celebrate our engagement. One of his friends brought Jason. To my surprise, Dylan and Jason were friends. They text every day, go out on the weekends, and have dinner together regularly. At first, I didn't think too much of it, but now it makes uncomfortable. I talked about this with Dylan one time after he came home from work. I established that his friendship with Jason is concerning to me and that he actually spends more time with him, but he told me I was exaggerating. We kind of had an argument about how Jason cheated and lied to me for years and how it seemed like he was okay with that. He said that people can change and that he didn't mean it. We didn't talk much after that, but then he apologized and told me he'd take me to dinner at my favorite restaurant the next day to make up for the time we hadn't had these past few weeks. I was really excited. I even went to get my hair done and bought a really pretty dress that afternoon. We'd see each other at the restaurant since he can't get out of work earlier. Well, an hour passed, and there was no sign of him. I started to get worried and called him repeatedly. Then he arrived looking terrible. He was drunk and I could smell cigarettes. I asked him where he had been, and he tried to avoid the question. I asked him again, and his guilty face told me everything. He was with Jason. I was livid and left the restaurant. We had an argument outside, and he confessed that he'd promised Jason to go with him to visit this new bar near his house and didn't want to fail him. I said it seemed he cared more about him than us and that he should get married to him if he was that important. He lamented that Jason was the only one who understood him, not like me. I blasted him and told him that if he doesn't cut Jason off, then I won't marry him. He started crying and called me names for putting him in a tight spot, then he left. Now, his mom and sister are also calling me names and accuse me of being manipulative. I'm at my sister's house, but I really don't know if I'm the wrong here. A couple of hours later, Jason called me and asked me if we could see each other to talk about something. He didn't disclose what it was, but he said it was important. Dylan never called me, so I decided to force him to tell me the truth. He was with a friend, who told me their whereabouts, so I dropped by. He didn't want to talk to me, but I insisted. He started by saying he was sorry, he needed to clear his head, and then he would come back home. I told him it wasn't necessary. I didn't want to get married anymore. He got mad and started pulling me. I told him that I knew everything about Jason and him, and how he cowardly used me to hide his sexuality. He was crying, saying that Jason was lying. He made the accusation that I was belittling him. After a few minutes, he gave up and begged me not to tell his family or anyone else. I said I wouldn't do it, but I still won't marry him. I gave him the ring, but he grabbed my hand. He asked me how I could do this to him. He said that I only wanted to hurt him and that I owed him this. I asked him to let me go as he was hurting me, but he didn't. My friend had to pull us apart. Dylan was screaming and getting aggressive, saying that I should stop lying, that I cheated on him with Jason, and I wanted to blame him by saying he's gay when he isn't. My friend told him to get out, and he did. After this, his family called, asking what I'd done to him and called me a liar and a snake. I told them to talk to Dylan, and if they continued harassing me, I'd get the police involved. Jason also reached out and sent me flowers, which I threw away. I told him to leave me alone and never contact me again if he didn't want me to get a restraining order. I haven't heard from them since then. I don't know how to start fresh. We were supposed to get married on July 5th. I'm supposed to pick up my dress this weekend. My mom and sister told me they'd help me with it, but they'll need me because since I paid for it, I'm the only one who could cancel the order. Today, I cut my hair and cried on the way back. It's been so much, and I feel like crap. I don't care about who loves who, but cheating and lying is still cheating and lying.